10 minutes.
Welcome to Squatchin Holler.
In the mist where the trees lean low, Squatchin Holler's got a tale to show. Whispers creep like a creature's faint howl. Every shadow's got a secret to growl. Monsters rise where the stories are told. Squatchin Holler where the legends are born. Are they here? Are they gone? Who can say? In the holler, the truth just slips away. Huge footprints fade where the creek runs thin. A lantern sways, let the search begin. Rustling leaves, but there's no one near. Is it the wind or the beast you fear? Every echo's a question, every rustle's a clue. Squatchin Holler's got its eyes on you. Monsters rise where the stories are torn. Squatchin Holler where the legends are born. Are they here? Are they gone? Who can say?
And now, with your Squatchin Holler hosts, Roger Williams, Amanda Stowers, and Ashley Range. Remember, this podcast can be downloaded everywhere great podcasts are found. And now the show.
This is Jeremiah Byron from Bigfoot Society, and you're listening to Squatchin Holler. So get ready, because it's a good time.
That will never get old. I love that.
Nope, never.
Yeah. He's such a good guy. He's helped me so much when I first got started. I can't thank him enough. So he's one of the good people.
He is. Jeremiah's one of the good ones.
Yep. So y'all, Bigfoot Society, if you haven't signed up yet to listen to that, go do it. It's worth it. How are y'all doing?
I interviewed on their I think I'm episode 381 on their show. So
yep. It was fun.
Go check them out. So now about us. How are we doing tonight, y'all?
Yeah.
Hey everybody. Gosh, what's that? No.
Ashley says, is it Thursday already?
Is it Thursday already? Oh my gosh.
We've
been like, this is the coffee that I started out like 5 hours ago that I've just kept heating up, forgetting. I'm a few sips in. We'll get through it.
I think we're gonna have a great conversation tonight. So here's how this is gonna go. We've got a great recent encounter. We have some video, we have some pictures, and I'm gonna tell you, Maggie sent me the and it's hard to tell. You have to go with what the witnesses saw and felt. But there's definitely something there. It's alive. Mm-hmm. It's blinking. They're in a ATV side by side with no doors, and you can hear the fear. But the thing was, she sent pictures of some tracks they found, and I didn't know what I was looking at. So I contacted our good buddy Coonbo and sent him the pictures.
Shout out to Coonbo.
Yeah, Coonbo, and happy birthday, Coonbo. That was a great
birthday.
Yep, he turned 70.
Well, but you could have not said that. That would have been.
Oh, shoot. he gets around better than I do. I tell you what.
Go ahead.
I'm not half as smart as that dude, or probably not even that. But here's a couple of the cakes that the Woodwalkers provided. Greg brought.
Whoever did those did a really good job.
Really good job.
So one thing before we get started, our good friend Greg House is in the hospital, and just send some prayers out to him. and hopefully he gets better quickly. So he's got to stay a couple days, I think. But if you're listening, Greg, we've been the group text going, and some of us have been praying for him, some of them have been giving him heck. So
Yeah,
just
all
what
of the
friends do,
Facebook
right?
posts are blowing up, responding to prayers and saying they're going to pray for you. So yeah, Greg, if you're listening, the Squatchin Holler fam's got your back.
Yep.
We do.
So we got a new thing we're trying. We're adjusting as we go. So we're going to do Squatchin Holler trivia, and I made a goofy little intro and like 70s game show vibe. And
I liked it.
I did too. It's cheesy, but I love it. I want to do the trivia that it has something to do with the guest or the guest area that they live in or whatever. So here we go. Let's see if this works, y'all. All right.
I was jamming.
All right, so tonight's trivia. Which heavily forested area of Michigan's Upper Peninsula is often called the Bigfoot Triangle? So y'all shout off in the comments. What you got?
Do. Wait, are we gonna get? Maybe I shouldn't sing that. I want to get.
No, you're good. All right, so
anybody? Any takers?
I don't see any yet.
Well, let's.
The Huron Manistee National Forest region, often between Baldwin Reed City and Big Rapids.
All right. So Robert Dendoven has got on to us for a couple years now that Michigan is underappreciated and y'all never talk about it. So tonight, Robert, this is for you.
We're going to remedy that right now.
We're going to remedy that. Yes. So going, I didn't know a lot about Michigan. I mean, we're new at this. Amanda has a report that she took that she'll tell later. I didn't know anything, so I started scouring the internet, and so May 2025, a father, 47 years old, and his 12-year-old son say they encountered a large creature bow fishing in a swamp wooded marsh area near I-75 and Laplaisance Road in Monroe County, Michigan. And the BFRO took a report, deemed it credible. So that's official. UAP reports, UFO reports, of course, that's everywhere. June 1964, residents near Sisters Lakes, Dowagiac, Michigan, thanks, Abby, for telling us how to pronounce that, reported sightings of a large hairy creature with glowing eyes described to be around 10 foot tall and about 500 pounds. You go through history, the Michigan Dogman reports and folklore. The Dogman legend in Michigan, particularly in Wexford County, is reported to date back to 1887 and has been featured in newspaper folk press archives.
And that's it's so amazing. Funny too, because maybe it's just a me thing, but I can't hear the word Michigan without in my head Dogman. Just Michigan Dogman. It's just there. It is.
It's just there. It's just part of it now.
One and the same. Yeah.
And I've actually, had researchers send me audio that like make me throw the phone down. Type scary.
It's the good stuff.
Yeah. And so look at this picture, y'all. The Lansing State Journal, October 2015, published a piece titled Michigan Full of Monsters and Mysteries, summarizing a variety of reported cryptids in Michigan, swamp monsters, Bigfoot-type humanoids, and water creatures.
No, Mom, it's not a phase. So it looks like it had the hair.
It looked like Barton Nunley's drawing. It wasn't exactly, but it was almost identical.
Well, hey, I tell you what, seeing a face, it's easy to make fun of a sketch here just looking at it on the computer, but for somebody to describe that is what they saw, if that's
what they saw, I definitely don't want to see that.
I don't think I would have lived. I think I would have died of literal fright or had a heart attack. And I'm not actually being funny. If you saw something like that, oh my goodness.
And we need to get Coonbo. He took his first Dogman report in 1977. They didn't know what to call them. And the people that saw them and people that had been researching them, they down in the South, they call them the dog face boogers because they didn't know, what the real name was, right? So look at the dates here, though. Michigan monster hunt resumes, and quote, June 17th, 1964.
Wow.
Sister Lakes, Dowagiac, Dewey Lake Monster. June 12th and 14th, 1964. I'm not going to read all these, just give you Lake Superior Sea Serpent, Flurry, 1894 to 1895. Michigan papers and many other around the Great Lakes ran items about crews sighting a long, undulating creature between Whitefish Point and Copper Harbor, 1894, and more resort season reports in 1895.
Can I just say, as a water cryptid connoisseur, one of my favorite key details of when these creatures are reported are when the word undulating is used. That piques my interest so much because undulating is such a undeniable description of what these things look like, and it really kind of pokes holes into like giant catfish or sturgeon or whatever, which is indication of something a little bit more spicy.
Exactly. And you've seen the
Exotic.
pictures. I've seen this in creeks after a flood or rivers where debris gets hung up on a log and it looks like it's, back and forth. Well, when I think of undulating, it's more of a up and
Yes,
down,
exactly.
propelling itself like,
Yes.
let's say if a dolphin was 30 foot long, that's what it would do. So
Exactly.
if it was thinner. So yeah. And so I was surprised at some of these dates, here's South Bend Tribune. Dewey Lake Monster is non-existent, so sheriff downplays Sister Lake reports. That's not surprising. 1964.
Yeah.
Because
What's
they try to.
interesting about that? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off,
go ahead.
Roger. It's looking at the dates here. 1964. That's
Mhm.
prior to the Patty film, which was 1967.
Yeah.
So
Good
that was
catch, Amanda.
before Bigfoot really became, a big common term, and definitely way more before Dogman became part of the lexicon too.
And I don't know how to say this. Manitowoc Pilot, I'm assuming it's a newspaper, September 13th, 1867. So
Yeah.
then you've got another one, Elk Advocate, 1867, Traverse City, July 17th, 1901, Green Monster in Boardman River. Now, I do understand that headline sells papers, but and there have been times where stories have been made up, but it's the to me, it's the similarities in reports from people that didn't know about. Like we could get online and look at any newspaper we want to right now. Back then, if you weren't in the area, you didn't. What's the odds of you seeing a newspaper from 2 states away, right?
Mhm.
Now I know people talk, and stories spread, but I know Amanda's like this. When you find an article from like 1888 about, let's say, a hairy man or Bigfoot, what goes through your head?
Oh man, I immediately start trying to dig into those little tiny details that they put in there, whether they talk about, the stride was, 5 foot long, or its eyes were one that said something like their eyes were gleaming like the moon, just these small details. But then when you start really digging into them, you start seeing major similarities
The
between patterns of the sightings that they're having and the patterns of the descriptions of the creatures that these people are giving, even back in the 18 and 1700s, are nearly word for word what a modern reporting sighting would sound like. So that's really where my good thing goes. I was like, see, it's not a new thing, y'all. These things have been around a long time, and I will die on that hill.
And I also feel too like, yes, you can make the argument that news is sensationalized because there's nothing new under the sun, but the papers really wouldn't have had any real reason to put that in, I would think, at that time, unless it was something credible or, I mean, definitely worth reporting on. And, that's, everyone says like, oh, they don't want to be, sorry, when we talk about these stories, it's like not want to be misunderstood, not want to be labeled as crazy, but surely if the story got out and the newspaper was like putting it in. I mean, I feel like it does lend some credibility to it.
I agree,
And-
especially when they put like people's names in it, like Mr. Johnson, in this town or whatever. That name is now stuck with that, and just like with people sharing their names nowadays, they're stuck with that stigma of being the crazy person who saw the wild man in the woods.
And the difference back then, you take the country as a whole, and the witnesses aren't tainted with terms that are repeated on this or Monster Quest or Finding Bigfoot or all that. So some of your descriptions from back then or stories from back then, I don't say they hold more water or more credible, but they're almost more believable because, I mean, those people didn't have TV. They could have imaginations and all that, but it just doesn't make sense, because the culture.
I agree, Roger. Agreed.
If you far removed from people being burned at the stake for being, sorcerers or witches or whatever. So,
right.
Why would you tell that unless it's something you were compelled to because it was the truth,
Exactly.
All right, y'all. We're gonna bring Maggie and Abby in here and talk to them and hear their scary story. And I appreciate them coming on. Here we go. Hello, ladies.
Hey, everyone. Hello.
Welcome.
I just realized I am outnumbered.
Yeah, you are.
Dangerously so as well.
So, how are y'all doing tonight?
We're well. How are you guys?
We're doing good.
Good.
Y'all got to see a little bit of the backstage goofiness earlier.
Yes, yeah. You're fun. Our kind of people.
I'm telling stories. Nobody's listening. So.
What?
Anyway,
I wasn't listening.
No, but so y'all, Maggie, I think you told me you've worked with animals for quite a while, right?
I did. I was a vet tech for just about 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So you're outdoors people from some of the pictures I see, fishing and hunting.
Yes, very much. Fishing, hunting family. Yep. Mushroom hunting.
I look behind you. You see the bucks on the wall and the bows and.
Yeah, there's a few here. Yep.
So it's safe to say that you're kind of familiar with the animals in your area?
We are, yes, very much.
Okay, so that comes into play because the tracks I'll show a little bit later. Can y'all tell us what was going on and the night that y'all took the ATV ride? Just go at it.
Well, there were two separate occasions that we went for a ride. The first was on a Tuesday evening. A friend of mine and I went. Her name is Kirsten. She couldn't be here with us. She has the flu. She and I just went out for a ride, cruising along, and we were actually back on our way home when I happened to, is new ATV to us, new side by side, and it had 3/4 of a tank of gas in it. And I happened to look down to notice that it had no gas left in it.
Oh no!
It just had gas in it, and we hadn't even gone, more than a couple miles round trip from the house. So there's no way we could be out of gas. When Kirsten grabs my arm in a death grip and says, "Did you see this?" And I said, "Yeah, I see we don't have any gas and we should have gas." And she said, "No, did you see that?" And I said, "I see the gas gauge." And I looked over at her, and she has very long blonde hair, cascades down, to her waist. And all of the hair around her head was like standing on end, like she just grabbed a static ball. Wow. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, okay, what did you see?" And she's like pointing as best she can. She looked like a buffalo just jumped across the road up there. She said it made one big bound and was across the road. I said, she was as big as a buffalo and black, and it just hit across the road and flew across.
Wow.
Okay. That was Abby?
Nope, that was Kirsten.
Okay.
So this was the Tuesday night prior to the night that Abby was with me.
Okay.
So not only do you guys, or at least you did not see it, but she did, but we're already in scary movie territory because you're out, not necessarily super close to safety. You're out of gas. And
well, we weren't out of gas. That's the crazy thing. We had almost a full tank of gas. We were at like 3/4 of a tank of gas. prior to my looking down and not having any gas.
So you think it was something electrical, and with her hair standing up and some of the energy? Is that what you're saying?
The hair standing up on her part was simply from seeing something she couldn't explain. She was scared. She said her mind was running so fast. I said,
Right.
Literally
what it was? And she
crazy.
said, I can tell you what it wasn't. She goes,
Right.
I know what lives here, and it wasn't any of those things.
That's crazy.
You know what
So we drove
pops
up-
in the head is Booger on all fours crossing the road, but it's just
She
Yeah,
said
that's just me.
it looked like a buffalo jumping across the road.
Wow.
Its head
That's
was
big.
showing a lot of
Head was
size
shaped
and a
like
lot
a
of bulk.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you guys? I mean, are there even buffalo in your area? Like just
No,
to-
we're
no.
in
Okay.
Southwest Lower Michigan.
Yeah.
The largest animal we have here is a white-tailed deer. We have no wolves.
Wow.
We have no panthers. We have bobcat, but they're a very rare thing, and they're a skittish creature, and they're certainly not that big.
Yeah.
So she said, drive up there. Let's see. She could, she's like, I know where it was. And so, she said, I can see, by the trees and so forth up there. I know where it was. So we drove up and we came across this print, and Kirsten got out and we took a photo of it. The print is between a photo of her foot and a dollar bill. And then we found a few more in succession to that print. And yeah, there it is. And I don't know of anything that lives in this area that leaves a print that looks like that in the next few that you'll see.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so
wow.
so we've got we'll go ahead and get to this. So is this the same night, or is it when you're
No, that is when Abby and I went. So that's 2 days
Okay.
later.
Okay, these tracks are the interesting tracks.
That is that same day with Kirsten.
Boy, does
So-
that look like a werewolf track?
So this track here
Mhm.
and this track here was in the same location?
Same
Ish?
location. Yep. Just further to the edge of the road.
So I told you I saw this track. I didn't know what I was looking at because of this anomaly down on the bottom right. If you look
Very
at this
strange
track,
looking. Yep.
if you look at this track, you'll see it bottom left,
Mhm.
right? Okay. So I showed Coonbo. I sent him these pictures. I said, "Look, I don't know what I'm looking at. Can you help me?" They come through on the phone. He laughed. He said, "Yeah." He started with this one first. Hold on. He said, "You see the 4 toes and the doggish looking track, and then this appendage to the left."
Mm.
He said, "Now I don't have a scale. Do you know how big these were?"
They were, and I should have laid that dollar bill down next to that too, but I didn't want to, corrupt the area, so to speak. But they had to have been at least 8 to 9 inches, I would say, in length.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So
What's the soil compound like? It looks kind of sandy from what I'm seeing.
Sandy, but we're also in a severe drought, so everything
Mhm.
here at this time was incredibly dry.
powdery. Okay.
Sorry, Roger.
so-
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're
Go ahead.
good. So, okay. So here's what he said. I did not know this. I don't know much about Dogman. I don't want to know much about Dogman, but unfortunately, more we go out, the more things we find. So here we go.
Mm-hmm.
This one here is he said the back foot. So
Mm.
the back feet look like this. This is a front left, and this is a front right. And he said that you probably have a juvenile Dogman, not a full grown one. And he said if you are looking for tracks, people mistake these for a hind foot, and it's exactly the opposite with the Dogman. So I did not know
It
that.
would make sense. Somebody in
Yeah.
the comments is saying it's actually really reminiscent of like a raccoon
Exactly.
hand,
That's
which
what
they have
Yes.
opposable thumbs. So
That's exactly what Coonbo said. He said that if you look at a raccoon's hand, it's like that, but it's of course a lot bigger. So
Mhm.
I learned a little bit. He's been doing this a long time, so he kind of instantly he looked at him for a little bit, and he's like, "Yeah, let me tell you what you have here." So then I sent Maggie a message. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Coonbo said it was a dogman, a juvenile dogman."
It kind of reminds me of like, and I don't mean this to, I'm not trying to be funny, but like, if anybody has ever seen American Werewolf in London, classic, probably one of my favorites, but when he finally turns at the end of the movie and he's like in full wolf form, he's not actually standing on two legs. He's crawling on all fours. And that's kind of what that track reminds me of something kind of doing this as opposed to that. That's very.
And the way she described it is that it hit on all fours and bounced across the road.
That's very intense.
Now,
no, thank you.
Let me show y'all why that's scary. I'm gonna go with the pictures first, and we'll show the video. So we did a little bit of enhancing. We're not professionals or what, but Amanda got a screenshot off the video, and so this she also did some AI analyzation that was scary. We won't get into that.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
But so, did you see the color of this thing while you were filming?
No, because it was dark out.
I was pretty much trying to. Yeah, I don't even know.
And this is eyeshine from the ambient light. You didn't have a flashlight or anything?
No,
like
we had
that?
no light. Nope.
Yeah, that was my big question, because in this particular screenshot here, excuse me, you can make out some of the trees and things like that, especially in the video, which will show.
Our headlights are facing the opposite. The headlights are facing to the west, and we're shooting the video over my left shoulder.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, so that answered a question. So that is
the quintessential spooky eyeshine in the forest shot if I've ever seen one. Like just clear as day. You have that distance between each eye and the way that it's
So it's definitely a predator. And Amanda and I was going over this. It's almost like the left ear is maybe pointed towards them and the right ear is back.
yeah, I can see that too, Roger.
And they were like, could it be a deer? Could it be? I think an owl's ruled out, maybe, but animals will turn the ears, but almost there's forward facing, so it's some type of predator, right?
Yes.
So
you read my mind, Roger.
So, Abby.
Yes.
Y'all, I edited the video just a little bit because y'all do just like I do when something happens.
That was me, not Abby.
I know. And I almost showed it because I do that. I do the same when something.
I think we all do whenever we're in those moments. Those four-letter words slip out.
Yeah,
Lord knows I do.
So, Abby, what were you feeling? Because and I got a reason I asked this. What were you feeling? Were you on the passenger side, closest to it?
No, I was driving over her because we had seen it, and then she put it in reverse to go back, and I quick natural instinct grabbed my camera and just shot behind her because it was the only way I could see it. So I was on the passenger side.
Okay.
I would have to say adrenaline was high. Yeah. I didn't really know what to think though. Like I pretty much stared into its soul. It felt like because it was staring into ours is what it felt like. It made eye contact with each of us.
Right.
No, thank you.
Like okay, so like when you say each of you, you mean like focused and then refocused?
Yes.
Oh.
And I do have to say, like we told you guys backstage when we were driving to the east before this video took place, like when we were taking the print tracks. I don't think you've shown those yet, but it stayed there for at least a 25-30 minute period until we came back the other way, and it still didn't move.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, you can see it kind of shift in the video a little bit.
Let's play the video, Roger, so that way we can let the audience see what all we're talking about.
I'm not watching the messages, but I bet Hillary's fussing. Let's see. she gets on to me for like building the suspense. So here we go. All right, here we go.
It just blinked, Abby. It's green-eyed now. What? Whoa. What are we dealing with? Are you ready to move? You ready? Yeah, there's no eyes there.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, it took me forever to get that side by side in gear.
It was like wasn't doing this, but it was I mean, like
Coming
that
towards
is-
us.
And
Yeah.
I couldn't get a good screenshot of it when I was trying to get the screenshots earlier that we were sharing. After like the first 30 seconds or whatever, there's a spot where you don't see the eye shine for a few minutes, but you actually can see some movement in whatever the bush or whatever is right there before it comes and pokes. And then there's the two bright eyes again before y'all back up out of there really quick.
Well, that was my question. Is it blinking or is it lowering its head so it just looks like the eye shine is disappearing? Because
I think it was-
if it's oh, go ahead, Roger.
No, I think it was blinking by the just me, because the eyes, when you blink, the eye disappears, but when it opens up, it's in the same spot. So I was thinking it was blinking, but
And
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
so crazy is how bright the eye shine is
It's
off of
coming
that with just
out
with
of
just
the
the
eye.
ambient light of your four-wheeler. I'm calling it four-wheeler, sorry. That's crazy. So do you think it was just getting the light from your ATV, or do you think there was some emission of its own light there as well?
I have no idea. But I mean, when it did blink, its eyes had an amber cast and then a green cast to it. So I mean, it had to have some kind of its own.
Yeah, very interesting.
Can we rewind a little bit, especially for our audience? So like you guys seem like very normal, well-adjusted people.
Well,
Good sense of humor, well-spoken. Obviously, you guys have a good relationship. Looking at your home, obviously, there's a lot of activity in the woods. So, like, what are your like? Did you have any thoughts about these kind of spooky, ooky things before this incident? Did this kind of cement something for you? Did this open up a whole new world? Like, where are you guys at in your own kind of cryptid? Journey.
I've always had an interest in this. I mean, I grew up in a household. My mom was a very big believer in Sasquatch and Bigfoot, so not a big surprise. And I've had an interest in it, but it's not something I go out looking for on a regular basis.
True. Yeah.
But you know, you can't live where we live and not be aware of this kind of thing. I mean, we're surrounded by kind of strange stuff here. But yeah, that was. I mean, the tracks in of themselves were rather frightening because we don't have anything here that leaves a track that looks anything like that.
For sure.
And I know when we've had things happen to us, that the feeling that you get, it's like almost when you were trying to put that thing in gear, and we're sitting here in a house, you know, watching. I've been there where my brain disconnected from my hand or my foot trying to operate something. It shows. I mean, if it had been a coyote and you saw it was
It wouldn't have bothered me in the least.
Exactly. That's
I have
what
a
I'm getting
coyote
at.
hanging on my wall. I mean, we have them routinely in our yard. I mean, it's not a big deal. We have deer. I mean, we're surrounded by wildlife. They're commonplace. This was something that I've never experienced before.
Could you get a gauge height? Like, did you have anything to compare the height of the eye?
Walked back out to that area, and it's level ground out there. I mean, and based on the height of the weeds, they're like 4.5 foot tall, the weeds in the area that were kind of level with the eyes. It's milkweed and
Interesting.
crazy stuff out that it's growing out in that area.
Wow.
Well, the thing, look, we understand, even Maggie and Abby understand. It's hard to tell what we're looking at, but this is what made me go, oh crap, was the tracks.
I
Yep.
agree.
Having
Having
now,
the anecdotal evidence to go along with it
now look,
really solidifies this.
if every track looked like that, no big deal. If every track looked like that, kind of a big deal. But one animal crossing the road with two different type tracks, and that's large.
Yeah.
If that's a mountain lion in the mud, the mud will spread out. Whatever. This material here is a little different. It's not mashing down. That's a lot of weight there. So the fact that we have two different types of tracks and the witness says it was on all fours, that's why
it's
I
lining up. It's matching up.
I mean, and the side-by-side track that Kirsten's foot is in is a fresh track. That's our track. And the tracks from the print almost set deeper than the track of the side-by-side.
Yes.
Wow.
Can we go back to the one with this one? Like, there's no mistaking. I mean, not to say that we know definitively what a Dogman track is or isn't, but like you can see the claw-like
the
toes, if
definition
you will.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Yeah, you can see the definition of what the claws where they would be. Yeah.
Yes,
and crazy.
And it's moving with power, not just weight, but it looks like it's moving very efficiently to leave such a perfect track, but still have it that much in the ground. That's why I was curious about what the ground, soil was made out of. I mean, that thing, it looks massive, and that little dew claw thing at the back it's so, there's nothing not terrifying about that print.
That whole week was just a blast of just overwhelming craziness.
Gracious. I'm going to read this comment here real quick for the audio listeners. So Steamboat is saying physical evidence in cooperation with video evidence and firsthand witness testimony. This really is a case to make history. I'm very proud of you. But yeah, like you said,
awesome.
Having all three of those components to go together is what really brings this all together. That this is exactly what happened. It was Dogman.
Yeah. Well, and I try to stress that because, I found tracks and took pictures or video or whatever, didn't see the animal or a possible animal that could have made the tracks. Y'all had seen something a couple nights before that didn't make sense.
No.
Now we could take the video and we could speculate. We could probably come up with 4 or 5 different things it could be, right?
Sure.
But and that's what I like about y'all. I like a lot of people that we talk to. Nobody's getting their feelings hurt because we're trying to piece this together, right? So
there's nothing to get your feelings hurt about. We don't know for sure what it is.
It really is just a giant mutant raccoon,
Yeah.
nobody's ever seen before.
Yeah. And I applaud y'all for going back and looking for evidence.
Yes, very much so.
And
agreed. I would be too terrified to do that. So yes, kudos to you guys for sure.
So Robbie's
100% right there.
Yeah, that's what I want to. Thank you, Robbie.
Robbie says tracking 101, whatever it was crossed over the ATV tracks, which meant it crossed behind y'all.
Right.
Yep.
You can see where there's a couple tracks that are over top of the ATV trail there, of the tire tread. Good point. I wish I could hang out with Robbie and learn.
Right.
Is there any way we can play the video one more time?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I would like to listen to the audio because I was so stunned by what I was seeing. My other senses kind of went stupid.
That's right. You haven't seen this yet.
So yeah, let me try to get to it here. People that are listening on Spotify in the future, you can come to Untold Radio Network on YouTube and check out any videos that we show live or any pictures. So we'd appreciate it if you wanted to come look at that. That's cool. And Roger don't know how to use the internet. So once again, let me find it here, y'all.
You got it.
It's like it's like they put them far enough away that you can't. Here we go.
It just blinked, Abby. It's green-eyed now. What? Whoa. What are we dealing with? Are you ready to move? You ready? Yeah, there's no eyes in.
Questions. Sorry.
All right.
So it's even scarier the second time you're watching it. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
And-
Oh, go ahead.
No, and I think there's things we can rule out because, like Peyton, the way my son, the way he is, if I have evidence to show him, I don't say anything about it. Check this out. So his job is to immediately start trying to rule things out or narrow it down to what it could be. Right. The first time he did the normal, about the third or fourth time, he's like, well, I don't know. And you look at, for instance, this here. A lot of you hunters, people that have been around deer, know what a deer's ears shape like. That's not what that is. It's not long
No.
enough. We know with dogs' ears, they kind of crimp a little bit right at the head sometimes. That, to me, the top looks canine.
It doesn't even
Mhm.
look like a bear or anything. Like, and as you pointed out, Roger, that's predator eye alignment. That is
Yeah.
absolutely locked in hunting type eye placement. That's crazy.
And we know dogs can, and deer and other things that live out in the woods can rotate their ears, around behind them and all that. I don't know. And once Amanda screenshot this and we started looking at it, then when I watched the video, I can actually see this. Before I couldn't. So, and I know it's pixelated, y'all. We're just doing the best we can. Abby, I'm gonna tell you what. Most people in that situation wouldn't think to grab their phone. Good job.
Thank you.
But
Well, that's another question I have. So, like, okay, so you explained earlier that you guys had some kind of understanding, or at least, um, acceptance that there's kind of these weird things in the woods, or Bigfoot, Dogman. You've heard of these things. They're not completely, because we have people who are like, and I had no idea what this thing was until I saw it, and I went on a journey to figure out what it was, kind of thing. But were you guys, and it's probably hard to say in the moment, were you guys ready in that moment to see something like just horrific, like something from a scary movie? And like, were you ever terrified, like, oh my goodness, this thing's gonna chase us down? And like, what like, because there's a moment there when you're like, are you ready? And it's like, watching the video, you're waiting for this thing to like just come right out of the woods there.
I was pretty mute. That I didn't even have words. So, and we got to the end of the dirt road, and she said, "Oh, you want to go back?" I'm like, "You want to go back?"
Oh, goodness.
Bed, thank you.
now I'm gonna write down. I'm taking notes. Maggie is crazy.
Yeah.
No.
Was there any activity that night when you got back to the house?
Yeah.
After that,
That was another one
that you can remember?
No, it was pretty quiet here after that. But, I asked myself when I got home, I'm like, why didn't I, do an L turn around, shine the headlights, or, why didn't I get out and take a look? But, I guess discretion's the better part of valor, I guess. And, it didn't even occur to me to do any of those things because I guess my own primal instinct was telling myself to get out of there. Don't serve your kid up as a meal to something that you don't know what's out in the woods, because it was just supposed to be a relaxing ride to get her out of the house.
And,
right.
That's what I talk about a lot when I'm on other shows. A lot of times if I'm by myself or I'm with a group of adults and I react one way, if I have my kids or family with me or my dog, I react another way because you feel responsible for them. So yeah, that's natural. And it does it. Like me, I've learned more about the mistakes I've made. So I carry like a 2200 lumen flashlight, a small one. And in that situation, I don't know if I'd have remembered to look at it because you're exposed right there. There it is. And 2 lips are in the vehicle. So
The last thing you think of, probably.
Well, and I do have a spotlight. I carry a spotlight in the trunk of the side-by-side, and it was there. However, the battery was not there, and I don't think I would have had the guts to get out of the side-by-side and get said spotlight out.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like it was kind of hard to hear over the side by side because it was pretty loud. Do you never mind. I'm going to come back to this because I have a different question.
I'm gonna tell you what I heard. I'm gonna tell you what I heard. I heard in Maggie's voice, "What are we dealing with?"
Yeah, what we dealing
You
with.
could
yeah.
hear
Yeah.
the wheels in your head turning as you're saying it, and the fear that you're experiencing, as in like that, oh my God, what am I looking at right now?
The "Are you ready?" The "Are you ready?" repeated twice was like, I'm gonna gun this thing. Are you ready? Like we're
I
gonna
wasn't saying anything back.
I didn't figure out quickly how fast that thing could go.
Yeah, you don't.
Question for you, Abby. So were you watching the thing like on your phone screen as you were recording it, or were you just holding your phone and looking out into the woods as you were recording it and watching, or do you remember?
I am like so used to videotaping my boyfriend who rides dirt bikes. So I'm used to like going back and forth and doing like the zoom in with my finger and zoom back out to see what I'm looking at. And you can see like there's a break where I kind of like go away. And I think that's where I looked away from the phone and went to go look actually. And then I was like, oh
yeah.
Well, I'm proud for you. And like I said, we're not saying what it is. We can rule out a lot of things it's not, and it leaves a few things that, anything that it could have been, even if it was a lone coyote, that it's still not a safe situation. But with this other evidence, I've been waiting to talk to y'all. I knew it's not. I feel like this show, what we try to do, I'm thinking 30 years down the road, when I'm not here anymore, and we're documenting things, right? So, who's to say? Or I was doing some research yesterday. This new video popped up from Giles County over here with the subject I was researching for something in the future. It was a 15-minute video, but it was packed with information, local stories for me. So I hope that, maybe sometimes somebody can look and say, okay, I'm from Michigan. Are there anything, has this ever been seen before? Or maybe somebody else finds tracks 10 miles away and it matches up. So I think we need to have that mindset. We're not professionals, but documenting that, anybody that's in chat or listening, go back the next day or so and try to get some pictures to kind of, make the story make sense. So that I just couldn't be more prouder of y'all the way y'all handled it. And
thank you, Roger.
It's just maybe it's your experience in the woods or with animals, or the curiosity probably would have eaten me up too.
Oh, the curiosity is huge. I mean, your mind doesn't stop spinning. I mean, that Rolodex keeps going,
Yep. I know
Robert
exactly
asked a question. Robert, we're in Allegan County.
Hold on. Is that the Robert I was talking about earlier?
Yes.
What's his last name?
Vandeven, I thought.
If you come in
See
late,
if I
Robert,
can't find it again.
I'm
Can I
dedicating this
just say,
show
like,
to Robert.
how cute you two are? Like, I just love just the dynamic here. You guys are so
Yeah.
cute.
Sorry. But yeah.
Well, it just adds to the story. Like, I used to go into interrogation rooms a long time ago. Of course, they
What
single
were you
people.
doing in those interrogation rooms, Roger?
I was in training,
I'm
and
giving you a hard time.
I know.
Hillary's not here, so I gotta. No, Hillary is here. Why isn't she giving you a hard time?
I picked up some tricks, and one thing when two people are now we separated them then, but when you watch two people tell a story and there's no pausing, they talk over each other and everything. I love that because it's a recall and it's not thinking of what I need to say next, right? So I kick back and I like to watch people talk just to see how they react. And I'm a old poker player from way back too, so you can get a lot of information from people. And I think what Ashley picked up on is the way you two are comfortable with each other and your mom and daughter or whatever. It's funny. I love it.
We're pretty good buddies.
That really shines through. And all jokes aside, I do feel like that adds some, I don't know if it cooperation necessarily, but it makes, I think, in through my filter, it makes your guys' story that more credible, because it's like you guys are there, you're together, you're on the same page, and there's obviously a trust there where it's like, I don't know. I think that's really sweet. We talk to a lot of people both together via the show and then separately do it our own interests. And you'd be surprised, a lot of people who see the same thing. Amanda, I'll use you as an example. Like when you had your Bigfoot sighting, you saw and experienced things that not necessarily your brother experienced, and vice versa. So to have two people not only see the same thing but get along so well while telling that story, I think it's really refreshing.
Yeah, and also in the moment as well, you, as obviously as mother and daughter, y'all are used to working off of each other. Like, as you're driving the ATV, hey, sit down, or hey, hold this. Y'all know how to work off of each other. And I imagine you, Abby, hearing your mom and the tone of her voice, and she's freaking out. I would imagine how that would have made you freak out.
I probably thought I was responding.
Right? Yeah, you're probably too stunned in the moment. That's why you didn't say anything either.
Yeah.
And here's another thing I've noticed, dealing with people, dealing with researchers, my own journey, the more you've experienced, the better you handle things a lot of times. It takes a little bit for that to take effect. But Maggie, you said you saw Bigfoot in
Montana, yes, many years ago.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, and actually,
what part of Montana?
Northeast corner of Montana, in a small town called Scobie. Like, it's about 5 miles off the Saskatchewan border.
Yes.
And actually, Abby was along. It was for her 7th birthday. She was sleeping in the back seat of the car. But I was simply driving down what they refer to as their gravel roads, but their gravel roads are like rock roads. So it was going quite slowly because you have to be pretty careful. And I was driving along and looked out. There was a wheat field and a canola field just beyond that. And it was in the evening and the sun was setting. It was beautiful, and happened to look out and see, it was about 1/8 of a mile out in this wheat field, a Sasquatch just quietly walking along. Its arms were outstretched, and I only saw it for just a matter of seconds, but it was angled away from me, and it simply walked off and walked out and dropped down into a coulee. And I just saw it quietly angle down and walk away. It was nothing frightening or scary. It was, it was just ran through my head that, yeah, my mom was right all along. They do exist. And it
Was it doing a patty? Did it kind of look or make any tiny attempt to get you
never
in
saw
sight?
its face. It was angled away from me. You
Yeah.
could make out the profile, the stature. But yeah, super long arms. I mean, the wheat in that field was well above my waist, and it maybe came mid-calf on this creature. You could make out buttocks,
wow.
and the thighs. You could see the side profile, and it just quietly, walked off down into a coulee and was gone.
That's actually
Did you
really
have
interesting.
Oh, sorry,
Amanda.
Amanda. No,
No, it's okay.
there's
I was just going to point out something that's interesting about that. It being in Northeast Montana, Ashley and I ourselves actually lived in North Dakota, on Western North Dakota there for a while. So for a lot of people who don't know, obviously it's very, very prairie like.
Yeah, there's
so
not
there's
much
not
out there.
there's not a lot of trees, if there is any at all. And
Yeah.
you do have some slight rolling hills and stuff. So
Yeah,
but when your dog runs away from home, you can watch him go for 4 days.
exactly. So for you to people don't think that there are reports of Bigfoot sightings in the plains or prairie states, but there totally is. And obviously what you just shared, is proof of that as well. So I just wanted to point that out to as a fact to people that people bring up that to me all the time. It's like, oh, they're just in the woods. I'm like, no, they're everywhere. Trust me.
They are literally everywhere. I want to touch upon a little bit about, you just said like, oh, my mom was right. They're real.
Yeah.
Did you grow up maybe a little bit more skeptical in nature
No,
or?
not at all. My mom was very much a Bigfoot believer. She had taken a trip to Alaska when I was very young. I think I was maybe kindergarten, first grade. She and my grandparents did a tugboat trip. In her Alaska. So that she was gone a month, maybe 2 months, month and a half to 2 months. They were gone.
Oh, wow.
And I know that when she came home, she had a sighting. And she didn't really elaborate it on it. I mean, I was little, so she probably didn't want to scare the crap out of me because I already wouldn't go to bed by myself, and then we never really talked about it ever. But in our household growing up, I mean, we watched, anything to do, with Leonard Nimoy. I forget the name of the show that he hosted.
In Search of.
Yep, we watched that. That was, anytime anything like that was on television, we were tuning in. We lived at that time in Northern Illinois. My father had a company over there, but my parents were both from Michigan. We returned here, twice a month to see grandparents. So, we watched all kinds of stuff with Bigfoot. It was commonplace. You weren't discouraged to believe in that kind of thing. It was rather encouraged. So it wasn't shocking to see something like that. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
Well, once you've been kind of exposed to it, some people, we had local stories. I remember a farmer in Culleoka, which is, as a crow flies 10 miles here, but 2 miles from where I grew up. He made the local paper in the late 70s. Something was stealing meat out of his smokehouse, and he caught it one night coming out, and he said it had hooves and a torso of a man and a demon head, kind of sort of. And I wished I could find that article. Man, everybody tore him. They laughed. I remember that at like 6 or 7 years old, people laughing at him. So, later when, I had something happen to me, I wasn't talking about it.
No, you have to first be able to laugh at yourself because everybody else is going to for you. So
yep, you're right.
Again,
Roger, sorry, Ashley, I'm cutting you off all over again. You just said that, and I might actually pull up that picture now that you said that.
Do it.
Is that not what you describe a human body with a demon head? Is that not the thing that the AI pulled up for me earlier?
Yeah.
I know we said we weren't, but Amanda, now you have to.
I know. I'm going to. All right. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we we were backstage with the DA and Robbie, and I had done some of this, and we were playing around with some of the more famous Bigfoot photos and putting it in AI and letting it, analyze or whatever. And it was interesting on some of the details that came up, and then you look and you're like, oh, I didn't see that. So we play around with it a little bit. We don't take it, 100% true or whatever. But since we did that backstage after the show a couple weeks ago, we've been trying it a little more. And she's going to get the picture that popped up.
Brace
Oh yeah,
yourself.
TKB. I said that earlier, man. I'm outnumbered big time. But yeah, and you talking about the UFOs. You've had a UFO experience too, right?
Correct. Yes. It was
Can you
very
tell us?
brief. Sure.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? And that's where Abby came from. Is that what you know?
It is. Yeah, that's where Abby came from. I was very overdue pregnant with Abby, as a matter of fact. It was at her great aunt and uncle's home, which not far from here at all, just off of the Lake Michigan shoreline. They were fish farmers when they still resided down this way. And they had 9 ponds by their home, and their one main pond by their house. They had a pole barn near it, and it was about an 1.5 acre pond with a large stand of Scotch pine in front of it. And obviously, me being pregnant, I was sober, but the rest of the party involved had been drinking. It was about 2:30 in the morning, and my aunt had gotten up to excuse herself to go potty around the back of the pole barn. So she had her backside facing the pond, and she was facing the barn, and she was peeing, and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, just this bright light, kind of like one of the new LED bulbs, kind of cast that bluish light. No sound to it whatsoever. It was just this intensely bright light, came from the west, shot to the east, came back, and left.
Where's this on the timeline again? So
this would have been when I was pregnant with Abby, so a while ago, like 27, 28 years ago.
Wow.
Okay, late 1900s.
Right?
You say it like that, we all.
I'm just middle finger itching.
So the story behind this comment here, Misty's been busy, and she how's all these beautiful ladies and Gator doing tonight. They call me Gator because of my big mouth. So
hello, Misty.
that's a inside. I got plenty of nicknames, y'all.
All right, I'm back. That's funny being backstage. It was like I could hear everything going on, but I couldn't respond back in.
So
okay.
You tell what you did and show what came up.
Okay, so a little bit of a backstory here, Abby and Maggie. So was it D.A. Roberts, or I think
yep,
from a couple weeks ago.
And Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie, that's it. Yeah. So after the show, we were hanging out backstage like we usually do sometimes, and he was showing us some neat tricks that he had been doing with some videos and pictures and stuff that he did with some of the AI tools that are out there. And, take it or leave it. I know we all have our own opinions on AI and what it actually is, and if it's nefarious and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, he was showing us some really interesting things that it was pulling from these images, or like why it would choose to put this particular subject in somewhere else. Anyway, so long story the short. So I was just curious, bored today while I was at work, and I had that screenshot, so I stuck it into Grok, the Twitter's AI, and so I'll pull up the things here real quick. Where it is? So I uploaded the screenshot here of it. So I had first asked it with this screenshot of just the eyes, what kind of animal is this? And so it immediately started putting in, this is possibly a deer, this is possibly a fox, just because of the type of eyeshine. So then I got really vague with it, and I just said, enhance this photo, draw what is in it. So here's a screenshot of that. And where did that go? So it pulled this up. Two blade with whatever the heck that is. Why of all things?
Looks like a Dogman to me.
That it looks like Mothman or a demon or something. Like, what is that? And I turned my phone off. I'm like, nope, we're done. Not playing with this anymore today. So yeah, when you said that comment a second ago, Roger, that's why I was like, yeah, no, we're not. I'm not talking about the humanoid things with demon heads, because that's exactly what AI pulled up for me earlier today.
I take a pill for that.
All right.
Rolling in juxtaposed to how scary that image is.
It's a little frightening.
Yeah. So I pray to God that wasn't.
I hope that's not what that is, Ashley.
Yeah.
All right.
frightening.
Yeah.
So
No,
we've got
it's fine. So anyway, I had to that ended up. I wasn't going to share that, but it just came through in our conversation. So I had to ended up having to share that with you.
And
So-
the deeper
Oh, man.
conversation is that's not just our interpretation of something. We were asking a third party, intellectually minded program, what do you see in this? So whatever process it's filtering through, if it's going pixel by pixel or
Yeah, how did
shadows,
you come
or
up with that?
it came up with something very specific. I mean, it could have done like a lighthouse, or I'm just trying to think of something tall that would have been it could have anything. But
Yep.
that
Yeah,
was
I want to know how it got
Terror
this thing out
yeah,
of
Terror Dog,
this
Ghostbusters. I would
of
agree.
this. This is the
So-
image that I got. It's like it's crazy.
For the people, we've got like 30 something more people in here now than earlier. Let's play the video one more time.
Yes, let's play
Yes,
the video
please.
again. We've had a lot of requests for it.
Yeah, Verax got here late. He's usually right on time. Let me find it, y'all.
An alien.
We've got a lot of stuff in here.
I mean,
All right,
maybe it might be. You don't know.
You don't know.
here we go.
It just blinked, Abby. It's green-eyed now. What? Whoa. What are we dealing with? Are you ready to move? You ready? Yeah, there's no eyes there.
Again, there's that moment where it looks like it's about to like come
Yeah.
out. Oh,
It's all right. We talk about intelligence. If it's a deer, I've seen enough deer to know that when they think they're hid, they stay still.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hence
But-
they're on the wall.
If the
Yep.
if the head is following and looking at each other, that's a little bit creepy. Yeah. So I appreciate y'all sharing that with us. That's I don't know what to say about it actually, because I just think, the people that watch this and see the pictures and stuff, make your own assumption. If you have an idea,
Yeah, please share it with us.
yeah, share it with us. Reach out here, any of us, and let us know.
I can tell you, it made hair stand up in places you didn't know you had.
Yeah, and that's
I can
another
imagine.
thing.
So gracious.
I don't think people focus on enough when somebody has an encounter. Everybody's into the pictures and the video and all that. I'm more into the feeling. How were you feeling? What was,
yeah.
because I've had my stomach jittering and not, I don't know if I'm hitting by energy or if it's something that it's fear, adrenaline, or whatever. But if I've ever seen a normal animal, I haven't had that reaction. Now, back up. Quail hunting, if you flush a covey of quail and you right beside them there, that's a bad thing. But
Funny you should mention that, Roger. Abby had an experience several years ago. We're big morel mushroom hunters, and I think she was maybe 8 or 9, and there's always, $10 or $20 involved with whomever might find first mushroom. And she made her way flying down in the woods, and she ran up on a partridge on a nest and reached over the partridge, not seeing it, to pick her first mushroom, and that bird flushed and beat the crap out of that kid right up.
Oh, boy gracious.
And that was the scream heard through the woods. And there was not one single adult that could stop laughing long enough to help the poor child. But I'm sure she, felt primal fear right then and there.
Well,
so that feeling in your chest when fight, flight, and freeze all hit at one time.
that's the way I was raised. Just deal with it. We're gonna laugh at you.
Yeah.
We'll get the TV off of
You
you
don't know about that.
eventually. But yeah.
That happens with everything in my life. With this one.
Yeah, there was. You just reminded me. There's something else. Y'all were talking about a terrible scream. Can you tell the audience about that?
Oh, the howl?
Yeah.
Oh, well, when we had first driven past those eyes, not knowing that, they were eyes, we just saw that shine in the woods and, kind of wanted to go park and find ourselves a spot to sit and kind of gather our thoughts to think about what that might be. And, whether we were going to drive past back and see what it is or find a different way home. We had pulled over and stopped, and we had no more than shut that side by side off. And we heard a howl that was likened to what you would have heard on American Werewolf in London. I mean, it was just a loud, horrendous howl, followed by a bunch of coyotes. But Abby said to me, "Mom, did you hear that?" And I'm like, there was no way you couldn't have heard it. So yeah, that was horrifying in itself.
Right.
Did it give you that primal feeling? Like, obviously, when we hear certain noises, we get scared. Like, no, like you, even just something like we know, like a coyote howling, can be unsettling, especially when you hear a lot of them and like they're it feels like you're being circled, right? That kind of gives you the willies. But then when you hear a noise that you're not even sure what it is, it's just a scream. And there's almost that primal fear that we're just not used to experiencing on a day-to-day basis. Did you have anything like that when you heard that howl scream before you heard the coyotes? Were there two different?
Absolutely. What went through my mind was the barmaid from American Werewolf in London telling those two, "Stay off the moors, boys."
Yes.
That's exactly what went through my mind. I'm like, oh my Lord, what's going on?
Did you sense anything with the coyotes as well? Like maybe they were
have coyotes around here, so I mean it's commonplace to hear them.
It's usual.
It's normal.
And a lot of people that are inexperienced and they haven't been out in the woods much, a lot of times, 90% of the time, when there's a strange noise in the woods, that the coyotes will pop off, whippoorwills, squirrels, everything will is taking care of itself, but it's also letting everything else know.
Right. And I figured that that's what triggered those coyotes, was that howl set them off.
Yeah. And I've heard it myself, where there's 3 definite howls that's not canine or screams, and then the coyotes start yipping. We know 3 coyotes can sound like 15, but
they're horrendous and frightening sounding. But I mean, we have coyotes, we have fox, we have owls. I mean, we have bobcat. They all can make a horrendous wide array of noises that, it's horrendous. Yes, Robbie, it did.
So Robbie asked, Robbie Raines, he asked Maggie, did it sound like the howl from around my house?
Very much.
You, being around animals as much as you have, being hunters and whatever, you know when something's not right.
Exactly.
So, man, that's all right. So, Amanda.
Yes.
Can you tell us about the report you took from Michigan? We haven't heard this yet, y'all.
Yes, I certainly can. So I won't give any names or anything like that, just because I want to respect the witnesses' privacy. But it was in response to one of my TikTok videos. Somebody had mentioned something that they had a sighting, and so I messaged them saying, "Hey, if you want to share more with me, email me," and they did. And so they said they live in UP of Michigan up there. I forget exactly where. I can probably find those details for you later, ladies. And she has a family of Bigfoot that is around quite often. They don't mess with them. They don't mess with her. But the lady who I'm referring to, I'm just going to call her Wanda. So we're just going to pick Wanda. So Wanda has her chickens, and she, out of all her chickens, even though they're her laying hens and they're meat birds, she still, you always have that one that's your favorite out of the bunch, the one that you kind of, is almost your pet. And sure enough, she was going out. The chickens were making a terrible ruckus, and she goes out, and sure enough, there is a Sasquatch in her chicken pen, And so the one that it's carrying off as it sees her, as it sees Wanda and is turning, and it was trying to run away, it's her favorite chicken. And she yells at it. She's like, no, not her. Don't take her. That's my favorite one. She's yelling and screaming, begging her to let it go. And it doesn't, it runs off into the woods. The next day, she goes out to her barn, her garage, and there is her chicken, but it's wrapped up in a piece of scrap chicken wire and is almost made like a burrito out of it with that chicken wire to hold that chicken.
Not gonna get away.
In there, and like it was bringing it back so that it wouldn't get away.
Sorry. Wow.
People.
So I asked her if she had saved the piece of chicken wire, and she said no. We didn't even think about that. It's the farm, so we're just we just threw it away.
Interaction that it's kind of commonplace. She wouldn't think to.
Exactly.
Poor
so
Bigfoot's
I just thought
like,
that was
I thought it was a gift. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, basically. But the fact that something as big as a Sasquatch can have the dexterity to wrap up something like that.
Wrap.
Yeah.
Or the
thought process.
Yeah, the thought process too. Hey, I don't want this thing to get away. Or to emotionally read the lady this say, no, that's my favorite. Don't bring any one of the other chickens but her. Like, was he
the level of intelligence and understanding?
Yeah,
exactly.
I wonder if she unknowingly made a bargain with it where it's like, okay, not this one, but does that mean you're providing me with
how many others missing in place?
How much is this one? How much is this one worth to you?
Right.
Yeah.
If I give you this one back, can I have 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. And no, but we're joking, but when you hear stories like that, and we're all wired kind of the same. Like, some people are thinking about the chicken wire, and I'm thinking about the intelligence and the guilt that it showed. Right? Like, wait a minute, that's odd.
Yeah. And
also, for it to be gentle enough to return the chicken, assumingly alive.
It was unharmed and alive. Yeah.
And those things are massive. I mean, Bigfoot, for it to not even accidentally hurt it, snap it, squish it. I mean, that's impressive.
I still accidentally poked my dog in the eye trying to pill it, and I was a vet tech for almost 30 years. So, I mean, I'm trying to imagine the dexterity of the Sasquatch for the chicken.
Look at this. Yeah. Mike Nation says, mine used to steal my eggs out of my chicken coop, not hurt the chickens or nothing until I figured it out and then started feeding them. Now they don't touch my chicken's eggs or anything. So that's pretty cool.
And what's
it's scary too. I mean,
a chicken is a bird. Yeah, the chickens can be tough, but as you know, as a vet tech, Maggie, the birds' wings and bones are mostly hollow. They're incredibly fragile. So for that Sasquatch to bring it back completely unharmed and wrapped in wire like that without anything being broken or hurt anything.
Did you recognize the wire as being your own? Was that something from your farm?
Oh no, that's not them. This was my the report that I took.
Oh, I knew that. I meant I meant from the report. Like, was it?
Yeah, they recognized it. They just said chicken wire. I don't know if it was from their farm. I don't remember that detail, but.
So, Maggie and Abby, did this encounter change how you do
which
things,
one,
or...
Roger? You're gonna have
either one. I mean, Abby said that she went back out there. Are y'all go? So it didn't change anything.
Oh, we're definitely. I mean, it got my wheels turning a little bit more. I wasn't too into it before this.
Oh, this is definitely kindled an interest that's far greater now than it ever was.
I'm going to predict every time you ride down that road, you're going to be looking for tracks.
Oh, you can't go. I can't go down that road without just my eyes are peeled and
constantly looking over your shoulder.
Mm-hmm. I've been researching flare guns if I can legally carry it in the side by side, because some kind of self-defense. I mean, I have a gun that I can carry.
It's only illegal if you get caught.
Yeah, with my luck, Ashley, I will get caught.
Well,
Yep.
Your luck, you've had 3, at least 3 that we've
Excuse
3
me,
amazing
right there,
encounters.
my luck, I'll get caught. That's how that works.
Abby, what does your boyfriend think of all of this?
He's skeptical.
What? Did he not see the same video we just saw?
Yeah,
Well,
I even re-showed it to him the other night, like tried to spark the conversation back up.
Is he just like, oh, that's weird? Okay, whatever.
Have you been out hunting yet this year?
It's not a deer, but he doesn't know what it is.
It sounds like my husband.
Sounds like
He's skeptical of a lot of things, but
that's what I always get. Like I have audio, and they're like, well, it sounds like an elephant. It sounds like a rhinoceros.
Anything but what you're trying to get the conversation.
We're in Tennessee. I mean, yeah.
I bet.
So you're saying it's big, right?
Right.
So you got hunting season coming up, or it's probably started.
We're in it.
We're in it now. We've been in it since October 1st. So, but it's done nothing but rain here and be ugly.
Better to find tracks, right?
Right. No, as soon as it gets a little nicer, we'll be back out there. It's been ugly here.
Do you? All right. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I'm the annoying one who's my brain. It's the
no.
ADHD.
Ask questions. I have that same weird brain, so ask away.
Poor Roger's like, just
numbered doesn't count.
So we talk about this a lot on the show, especially like Amanda and I and our experiences in the woods, where it's like we don't necessarily think of it in terms of like giving power to anything as far as thought process, but we try to be mentally aware of when we're in the woods and it's like, hey, we're projecting energy of like no harm. I know for me, it's like I'll say sometimes in the woods in my own head, like, I don't want to see you, please. With all due respect, I know you're there. I know I'm in your home. This is only temporary. I'll be respectful and like just these things, right? And so when you're out in the woods, you obviously know these things are out there, whatever they are, but you know something's out there. Do you feel like, do you ever do that with yourself, like kind of take measure of where your energy's at and funnel that in any type of way, or are you just like, whoop, we're out in the woods, we're looking for mushrooms, these things are out there,
we're doing it? My only true worry is I do not do snakes, and we only have one. That's your only one poisonous snake here, and that's a Massasauga rattlesnake, and they're very rare. But I don't do snakes. I could
consider yourself lucky.
I'm gonna
I could be an Olympic runner, but yeah, snakes are my only really big worry, and I will wet myself. I'll vomit. It's a damn mess.
That's what you just saw. What AI saw, and you were worried about snakes.
Yeah,
okay,
I see that coming, a snake I'll step on. It's a damn mess.
Okay, Indy. That's I wanted to add you in my phone just so I can put you in as Indy.
You can call me Indy. I'll take it. That's a good
But I do the same thing, Maggie. We interviewed Shane Corson, and I only had one good question I was going to ask him. I was watching one of the documentaries, and Shane just busts right into these huckleberry bushes or whatever they are, and he's like, he disappears, and I pause it, and I'm like, get Google out, and I'm like, what's the snake situation over there? And they have
I'm thinking of the snakes and the spiders. I mean, we're down here. We I know me and you, Roger, we got to worry about not only rattlesnakes, but copperheads and water moccasins and wolf spiders, black widows, flower spiders, orb weaver spiders. Now we got Joro spiders.
Ooh.
Spiders don't bother me. You can stomp on them. You can wear gloves.
Except when they're hanging in the woods and they're right in front of your face and you walk into their web and then they crawl on you. Anyway.
I think Abby was like 3.5 and I ran off and literally left her in the woods because she came up to me with like a little puff adder snake that was playing dead, and I was like, gone. And then I just calm myself down and say, hey, you just left your small child like 50 yards back there. Go get her.
Reality came back to you. Like, wait a minute.
And Abby's all like, yeah.
You know.
So have y'all heard, local stories from around, your area of, I don't know, dogman boogers or strange things? Is that something that's been talked about in your community? I know some people don't talk about it, but have y'all personally heard stories?
There's there's a few things around here. I mean, we have other kind of cryptid anomaly in our area. They're the melon heads. Are any of you
Yes.
familiar?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That's
yeah,
a deep cut. I like it.
You guys have the growing up in the South, you had, get in before dark, the boogers will get you. Up here, it's get in before dark, the melon heads will get you.
Oh, no, thank you.
I think that sounds scarier.
Yeah, the melon
Yeah.
heads, the wobble heads, as they so.
I like that.
Up here, yeah.
The wobble heads. What's interesting, y'all were talking about, the Midwest and, the big areas. When Heather and I got married, I've told this before, but I waited to tell her a lot of my experiences.
You wanted to wait till you were married so she couldn't.
I got the sign on the dotted line. Oh, I got to tell you something. But we were out in Wyoming, actually Du Bois, Wyoming.
Okay.
And we were taking back roads. Almost got in trouble a couple of times because certain times of year it can drop snow on you like that, and you're in a mess. But anyway, so we were way back in the middle of nowhere. It was beautiful. She had the window that we're on the way back out. We went 9 miles back and turned around, and we're easing back. It was like a postcard. Yellowstone scenery, the TV show, some of the, and I was just, man, I love this. And we're not talking, and I'm this gravel road, and I'm barely moving. And on her side of the truck over the river, there was, for lack of better description, a how. And she snaps her head around and she said, "Did you hear that?" I'm like, "I sure did." I said, "What do you think about that?" She said, "I think I've been watching too many of these shows with you." Now, could it have been somebody up in the woods trying to scare the tourists? Yeah. But would that person need a vehicle? Probably in that area. It could have been hikers, which would have been funny. I mean, I played jokes on, tourists, so I know how it is. But
that far in a random trail in Wyoming?
Yes. And y'all,
a lot of work.
What reminded me of it was y'all were talking about, you see a hill, you think it's a hill, and it's a mountain 25 miles away or 50, and it's like, were you ever going to get there?
Right. Like walking down the strip in Vegas and looking at the stratosphere and thinking it's close and it's not.
Yeah, okay. Since we're telling stories, I went to Vegas one time. And I didn't have a hat on.
They wouldn't let him back in.
No,
not for lack of trying.
Got banned. No, but I had a flat top back then, early 93, I think it was. And just what Maggie said, I was too cheap to get a cab or whatever. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, the Mirage is just right over there. Yeah, I'm gonna walk.
The Mirage, wasn't it?
So I'm walking and walking and walking and walking, and my head starts burning. So I had been thinking, man, some of these people in Las Vegas are weird because this one's doing something weird and this one's doing something. Halfway to the Mirage, I'm walking with my hand on top of my head, and people are looking at me. I'm fit right in. And I go into this shop, the first shop I find that has souvenirs, and I had to buy, and now I bought the lesser of the evils, but the hat that I bought, y'all, was red suede leather.
Ah, that's pretty.
And had glitter Las Vegas in gold. So here I am, walking with this horrendous hat, but you're right. If you think it's a mile down the road, it's probably 10. So it just plays tricks on you, because being out west, here I'm a pretty good judge of distance. That's out the window when we go Wyoming, Nebraska, wherever. It's just I have no idea. So yeah, that just brought back memories when y'all were telling that.
No, there have been sightings in reports of sightings in this area of Sasquatch. There have been Dogman reportings in Allegan County in the 90s. So yeah, it's not without. I know on Untold Mysteries, or They did a special here on some UFOs that were in the area in the early 90s, 94 and 95. They had a sequence of events that took place here, and they did a special on that as well.
Was it like a mass sighting type thing? Probably.
Yes, it was. Yep. It was a couple different evenings in March. I think it was the 27th through the 29th. They had several sightings from the Indiana border all the way on up to the UP. They had a lot of activity going on.
Did you recall any scuttlebutt the next day after that video footage was taken? Did anybody else in and around your area experience anything weird that night or within
After
that week? Yeah.
Our video. The only strange thing that we had noticed, and that was over a 3-week time frame, is that our local Fenville or Facebook informed page was full of missing dogs and cats.
Oh, wow.
There were a lot of missing dogs and cats in our area.
You know,
that fence died down.
What is your... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Roger.
No, I wrote for a small newspaper, 2009-ish, maybe. And we had a Facebook page that was for the paper, and I did it so it'd be like a hub for people to come in and submit stories and whatever and give us ideas. Well, what it turned into was everything, community page, lost and found, all this. And you're right. I knew about the mountain lions here, which everybody denied it, but I'd seen too many of them. And I started noticing certain hollows. And I'm not saying it was all mountain lions, but, dogs and cats and pets missing, it may be for a mile or two, but in a certain hollow. And then there was hot spots all around these 3 or 4 or 5 counties.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say, they're probably gone or whatever, but hey, we'll keep an eye out, but they never showed back up. So the predators are getting the animals. I would lean first towards, mountain lions, coyotes, stuff like that. But
coyotes, the coyote population is heavy here. We have the Kalamazoo River runs right along this area. Lots of tributaries, streams, creeks. Lake Michigan is 4 miles to the west.
Wow.
We have a game preserve just 5 miles to our south, which is, set up for Canadian geese and white-tailed deer. I mean, we have orchards, farmlands, and then, a national forest right around us. So, I mean, we kind of have anything predator-wise would want here to sustain itself.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming on and sharing the story with us because, we know that's a big step. You've had a little experience, co-hosting and how did you get into that? Was it something where you wanted to tell your story at first or?
I got into it. Daniel and I actually struck up a friendship through Facebook, and it kind of developed through there. And then he asked me to come on and talk about my Bigfoot experience, and that's how that came to be. And then, this experience in sighting came well after my co-hosting with him.
And that kind of sounds like I kind of accidentally backed into this too. So I wasn't planning on it.
And it's been wonderful. Yeah, I've made so many great friends, and what a wonderful community of people who are accepting and kind and understanding.
Oh, we're weird, but we're super friendly. Like it's
the weird is the wonderful part. Keep it weird is how it should go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Are you still doing that show?
I had taken a break for a while. We had some family stuff that came up and had needed to take a break, but Daniel and I have been back in contact, and so we'll be doing some more co-hosting together here pretty quick. So
that'd be
awesome.
Well, let us know.
We'll plug your show for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I didn't have anything. I was just going to go and look at some of the stuff we had coming up for next week. Go ahead. You do what you were doing.
Oh, I was just going to ask what Maggie and Abby's opinions respectfully were on Dogman, Bigfoot. What do you think they are? What comes to mind? Are you kind of flesh and blood? Are you woo? Just out of curiosity. You guys both seem so open-minded, and honestly, if I were in the woods and shit was going down, I think I want Maggie with me. I think
I don't know about that, actually, Shane. He runs some snakes. Hey,
I can take care of this. I can take care of the snakes. I need somebody to run the getaway buggy with calm,
Yeah.
cool, and
I
collected.
am your wheelman, sis.
Or film evidence, like
Right?
while I'm panicking and wrecking us. So
We got
Right.
you in the front seat in your video.
Yes.
yeah, just
You guys make
good,
it look easy.
good. Yeah, good job.
We were shitting our pants. I trust you.
Well, look, I tell people that all the time. They're like, "Well, you seemed kind of calm," and I'm like, "Well, I was running like heck inside."
Yeah. Oh, yes.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? Yeah. I was
Hands
showing
might
Amanda,
go, but the wheel is still spinning. Let me tell you.
y'all. I found the video hidden away in my computer of when I found all those tracks in the LBL. I'll be showing that sometime in the future. I'm learning as we go. I've only been doing this like 3 years, and I'm just now figuring out the basics. So
The same thing. I text her frequently. Help me, please.
yeah,
The microphone thing was a panic.
Well, yeah, it's as simple as a microphone. She's like, my God, Mom.
well, you look at it. I'm 54. I grew up without that technology, so
Me
that's
too,
not
Roger.
the first.
We're close to the same age. So
Right, so that's not the first thing that I think of, right?
No, me neither.
I used to carry a camera with me everywhere just for still photos, just because. A man told me one time, he said, the difference between a good photographer and a great photographer is the one that keeps the camera with them all the time,
Exactly.
And so I always had a good camera. I don't have that anymore. I have the phone, but that's not the first thought, right? And so Abby, her generation, she was born with a phone in her hand, basically,
Yeah.
and so that was just the natural reaction for her, and I'm glad she was with you. So
Yeah,
to
you're
give us something
100% right there, Roger. She was born to have the phone in her hand.
Not really. Smartphones didn't even come around until I was at least 12.
You've never
Okay.
seen on the hooks to the wall.
Yes, I have. My grandma still has
That has
one.
a cord.
Yeah,
You know they used to have cords on them?
Well,
yeah,
Let
Yeah.
them fight.
yeah. That's right. I love it. Yeah, that's right. So y'all, next week, we're basically a Bigfoot show, but we find out there's a lot of things that are tied
Good luck in the
in.
night.
Yeah, and we want to highlight as much as we can. Maybe there's connections, maybe not, but I'm looking forward to this one also. Thank you, Ashley, for making a cool thumbnail.
Woohoo! Oh, hi,
Uh,
dog.
Mr. MK Davis is joining us next week, and
Wow, guys.
we're going to talk about the Bigfoot giants. And I don't know if we'll get kicked off the internet for the Smithsonian secret, but
We
I've
can
been
always
doing
try.
research, and y'all, there's some institutions that are not our friends. I just put it that way. There have been hundreds and hundreds of strange evidence found and given to them, and they're gone. And giants. Now, the what intrigues me about the giants is you go back and all of history, the Bible, you go through the cave drawings, oral history, you go to the burial mounds, the Native American burial mounds, and they have found giants with the head facing north and the feet facing south. I didn't know it, but there's Richland Creek. I can be at Richland Creek in 3 minutes. And supposedly there's a mound, because I found that video. There's a mound right over here that got washed away, and there's documentation supposedly of giant bones. So anyway,
Yeah, even Abraham Lincoln mentioned it in a
absolutely.
Yes,
thing. He
ma'am.
said the eyes of that species of extinct giants whose bones fill the mounds of America have gazed on Niagara as ours do now, when he's talking about Niagara Falls. So
Of all people
that's
to
pretty
make,
Wow, Amanda, that was impressive.
to make the
reporting.
connection between the giants and the mounds,
I was
that
reading
we are,
it off of the internet.
that we are only speculating now. The fact that it was just so well known and so common. And I think that's the thing that we forget about when it comes to our histories. Things that we're relearning are not necessarily new. We're relearning things that maybe were far more common back then. I had a talk with somebody here. Actually, you know what? I take it back. This is probably like a year ago. So a little over a year ago, an acquaintance I had made. Actually, Amanda, you might remember him. the gentleman who used to work for the Dickinson Museum, who went to all the social events.
Oh yeah.
Now I can't remember his name. But anyway, we were talking about that, and it's like there's an actual word for it of when you the disassociation you have with relearning something as opposed to why, because it's like, well, why aren't these things mentioned in books or made such a big deal of? And it's like, well, why would you make a big deal out of something that is so commonplace? And anyway, I'm excited to learn more from MK and the giants and the
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
show us the
he's
bones, Smithsonian. We know you got them.
We
yeah.
need to
And
tell the history before they lose it and
so
rewrite
was
it.
Yep.
what was the saint? What was his name? That they say he was between 12 and 18 feet tall, and he had a dog shaped head. Y'all remember
Saint Christopher.
Saint
Yeah.
Christopher? Yeah.
Mhm. What's
So
the word I can never say?
Cynocephaly?
Yes, thank
Cynocephaly, yep.
you. Yep.
so anyway, well, hopefully I'm gonna study more. There's too much out there, we always say paranormal or normal. The normal's been hid from us. So when Maggie sees something that looks like a dog and walking on 2 feet, there's throughout history, there's been reports of that. There's been reports in your area that we just showed from the 1800s. So, yeah, it might make you feel crazy because it's not talked about. But when as many people in the chat and the people that will listen later realize when you have something like that happen to you, it changes your views.
It
And
does.
I feel like that's the main thing that's not wanted by the powers that be, so.
I just find it interesting how the default is crazy. I don't want to seem crazy. I don't want people to think I'm crazy. Oh, that person's crazy. They say they saw whatever in the woods, and I'm like, why is crazy the default when to assume that we know every nuance of nature and science and creation and all of these things, and we're always discovering new creatures. And when we say new creatures, it could be a small zooplankton, it could be a brand new species of some huge giant creature, whatever. But it's like, man, I really hope through our show, other shows like this, like to make that safe space kind of for people that like weird, eccentric, whatever, sure, but crazy, no. I think I hope
Connoisseurs of eclectic thought patterns.
Well, and that's
Can we
another
just be
thing.
friends, please? I think
Yeah. Well,
like it.
y'all, thank you, ladies,
Well, thank you. It
for
has
being
been
here.
great.
It's been
Yes.
fun. I've been
Yes, it
looking
has.
forward to this. Anytime you can get
The
an encounter,
trifecta.
an encounter that's not from like 50 years ago, it's amazing. And that's why I wanted we need to get this. And my thing is we need to get it documented, right? That's
Mhm.
it. That's what we're doing. We want to get the truth out there for the future generations, or when it's finally said, y'all, we've been lying to you. This is real, this is real, and this is real. Then the people that don't know are going to go to the internet. They're going to go to YouTube and they're going to start searching. We need the information there for them and we need to be there for them if we're around.
Absolutely.
We might be the support.
Any little bit of, we're not researchers, but any little bit of shared knowledge helps somebody.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Y'all may have something that you don't realize yet that may help.
It's a piece of the puzzle.
Open an eye, assuage the fear, something.
All right, y'all.
Thank you guys so very much.
you.
It has been a great night. Thank you.
Nice meeting you. And if you have anything else happen, you've got our information.
We'll be in touch. And to everyone in chat, thank you very much. I'm sorry we couldn't keep up with the keyboard, but
hey, and I don't think people realize how fast the chat goes. And
it's going pretty good tonight.
And when you're trying to listen to the guest, think of a question, and remember what pictures you have and whatever, and kind of make it slow.
The moment it clicks in your head, it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 messages I can see right now. I can't scroll.
Nope.
way
It goes
back.
by so fast. So please
Right.
don't think we were being rude, guys. We love you
Right.
all.
Yep. All right. We will talk to y'all later.
All
Y'all
right.
see
Thank
you.
you so much.
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
And Roger, you held up well under all the female pressure. I'm impressed.
I'm used
don't
to
give
it.
him that credit.
I'm used to
No.
it. I'm
When
used
you
to it.
girls will rein him back in, it'll be okay.
I'm more comfortable around a bunch of women because they will tell you exactly how they feel when they're in a group.
Oh,
When you're
absolutely.
one-on-one, they hold it back. But yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Good
Good night, everybody.
Bye.